Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20 and welcome to episode 9 of Direwolf20's Sky Factory 4 Let's Play series where I'm making a crusher. Yeah, that's what's up. All the machines for all the fun. So yeah, today I'm working on a few things. So I believe a crusher I can put cottonwood amber in, and that's going to make me wool, which I can then crush again in a crusher to get string. The reason I want string is because I need some stuff. So I'm actually going to put you in there, and you in there, and you in there. That's fine. I might turn this into a mock. I don't know. That's very miscellaneous junky by doing that. I kind of want to keep myself organized. But then also I kind of don't. I don't know. We'll see. I want to try out this auto clicker. So I think I have everything to make it. So I made my crusher. Boom, you're done. Alloy furnace, you're also done. Packager is on my to-do list. But clicker, I need this for a dispenser, and then polished diorite, which means I need more redstone as well. Okay, because I'd like to fully automate my power gen if I can. At this point, I have to click cobblestone into the whatchamacallit guy, right? If I can, I'd like to automate that as much as possible. The trick will be probably the item transfer pieces of it. So we've got you now. So like you come here and do this, and then you do this. Cool. So 2 sets of you should get me an auto clicker. Beautiful. Polished diorite can go away. We've got a clicker hero. Nice. All right. So now, can you click down? And how do you work auto clicker? Oh wow, look, speed. 1 click every 500 ticks. Oh, 1 click every 200 ticks. 100 clicks. Okay, that's interesting. Neat. That's cool. So 1 click a second. That needs 50 RF a tick though to main. Okay. Right click, left click, toggle sneaking. Interesting. So you don't need any power to do that. But if I want you to do like every half a second, right, you need power. All right, learning, so don't yell at me for dire wire. So I guess the ultimate question is, are we gonna have a net gain on power right now? It looks like it, right? Even with the clicking going on, it's a net gain on power and a net gain on lava. So that seems like a good amount, right? Could I shrink you down just a little bit to every 1 second? That's a net gain as well, for less RF. Because what we want is a net gain on lava, right? That's what we care about at this point. We want to make sure that we're making lava faster than we're using lava. So that's pretty cool, right? So all we need to do now is get cobblestone in here. True? I believe that to be true. You, Mr. Drawer, are, or barrel, is that what you're called? No, drum, what are these things called? Crates? Yeah, crates. So that's from the barrels, drums, storage, and more mod. So you can upgrade the capacity, or dictionary, void overflow, uninstall upgrades, crate key. So there's no hopping key. There's no hopping upgrade, is there? There's no hopping upgrade, which is a little bit of a bummer. Little bit of a bummer. But what we could do... Okay, what we could do... Why not put you away for a minute? Because I really don't need 2 buckets typically. I needed it for the crusher, but... Let's do this. Cool. And I believe it's tin that I'm going to need for this. Is that correct? Tin, right? Which I may or may not have some of at the moment. Probably not enough. Yeah, let's get our tin tree, which I don't think I've ever harvested, to be fair. So that's silver, that's tin. Yeah, this doesn't look like it's ever been harvested by the direwolf. Doot, doot. Trying to keep the inventory clean. Not doing a great job of that, but trying, right? Legitimately trying. So I should be able to take you. I'm just going to get a little bit of tin going on. 11 sounds like a good number, and the rest can hang out in here as a to-do list, right? You can come here. That's your Envar ingot. You're going to cook. You're doing a good job. Oh, now here's an interesting fact. Actually, no, I don't know if that's an interesting fact. Let's wait until you're done processing for a minute. I'm curious if you use RF when you have nothing to click. You do. You do. Aha. Can I give you a redstone signal to turn you off? Follow-up question to original question. Okay. You tin, go back in there and give me my 2 tin ingots. Are you using RF now? You are not. Okay, so redstone signal turns off auto-clicker. Good to know. Good to know. I can automate that. There's a few ways I can do that. Probably integrated dynamics might be the easiest route. Probably integrated dynamics would be the easiest route that comes to mind. Basically what I would say is, if either this is empty or this is full, emit a redstone signal. That's what I would wind up doing eventually. We don't have the resources to do that at this moment, to be fair. But also, that's fine. So item duct is cool, right? Let's now get the thing that I put away literally a second ago and said I didn't need, because I need it. I need sand. I'm gonna make... Wow, is my inventory a mess? Wow. Oh, killing me. I hate when that happens. The click and drag is the best, but if you do it wrong, it bounces back into your cursor, and that's the worst. So... let's get a dedicated cobblestone generator. We'll see if this makes 1 cobblestone block every 2 seconds. I should probably upgrade him. Makes 1 cobblestone block every 1 second. That seems perfect, right? Because that's the same rate at which we're clicking. So if we did this... I know it's a mess. I know. I know it's not beautiful. We'll organize things when we have resources. How's that? Deal? We'll be less of a mess. I mean, you know, I'm never going to be totally less of a mess, but there's my servo. I knew I had one. Oh, good. You're working. Cool. Okay. And then we put you back on, and then suddenly... that's pretty cool. And a net gain on lava. Right. So net gain on lava. That's cool. Now to make my cell so that I can move that thing up. Right? So, or the cube. The cube. I'd like an advanced one if I can, and I think I can. Right? I think I can. Pretty sure I can. 1, 2 of you. So that means I need 2 more of those, which are redstone and iron in this thing. Pretty sure that's right? Metallurgic confuser? Yeah, redstone and iron in this thing. You know what, at this point, by the way, I should be processing these things in the enrichment chamber to make them more efficient. That's what I should be doing. It's not what I am doing, but it's what I should be doing. Alright, I think we have a pretty decent basic power system going on here now. So the next step would be to make one of these, which needs all the things that I don't have. More steel. Right, so at this point, enrichment chamber, can you enrich that for me real quick? All 4 of those would be great. Would just be super. And some food real quick. Alright, I'm liking this so far. So the compressed dude, what is this? This gives me 8. Wow, okay, cool. That's neat. So it's going to give me 8 steel. I really need more iron. That's the tree that we're using, like, the most of at this point. That's not iron, that's dirt. Wow, you're slow. Goodness gracious, you're slow. Iron tree. I might need another iron tree. Probably not a bad idea, to be fair. But we're going to have to figure out the storage of that stuff next. That's literally our next task, right? I'm gonna keep you in there. I'm gonna keep most of these metals in here, to be fair. Most of the resources. It's kind of a sloppiness, but my inventory is just so bad right now. Cool. I'm loving the automated lava thing though. Like, look at that. Look at the buffer of power. Look at the buffer of lava. Great. It's great. And it's gonna be even better in a minute, because when I move that thing up one level, it's gonna be way less dire wiry. I'm just hoping that this fluid extraction cable can connect directly to the geothermal gen. I guess we'll find out in a minute or two. Let's smelt you real fast. So storage, I think, is going to be our next problem to tackle. I think we're going to want more iron trees, at least for now, because iron is something we're using a lot of, and it's the thing that we have the least of, right? Like I'm pretty flush with all the other resources in the pack. At least, like, I don't have a stupid amount, right? But I've got a stack-ish of every metal. Iron, we are constantly running low on, and nowhere near enough of, right? So that's something that we're going to want to be cognizant of. All right, so with that taken care of, you should be good to make this. Oh, right, my glass. What did I do with all that glass? It's still smelting. And by still smelting, I mean in the smelters. Put that away, didn't I? Totally did. Okay. So then you. More osmium, more gold. So to get this, okay, and then we need the next tier cube just needs that, okay, so that shouldn't be too bad. So there's those guys, there's your pulverized iron. You, sir, need 4 more of these, and that should be good. So once we get the last 4 more iron, we should be groovy. Cool. And then that'll get me the advanced energy cube, which isn't particularly a huge amount of RF. It stores 3 million RF, though. That's not bad for the tech tier that we're at, right? Like, could totally be worse. And, you know, this foundational stuff is going to be huge for us in, like, a minute, because it means fully automated power gen, storage, and ore processing. All sounds perfect to me. Really perfect, actually. I just need to figure out storage for that tree farm thing that I got going on over there. Because those bonsai hoppers are great. Brutal direwolf. Why is this even on here? So you come here, right? Now, I don't know how big of a deal it's going to be to pick this thing up. It will probably lose its internal buffer. But if I put you not there... there. Oh good, he didn't lose his internal buffer. Good job. Good job storing your stuff, dude. And then your side can be output to the back. Right? So the back will be your output to all those wires and whatnot. Right? So you're producing power, your internal buffer is now empty, your internal buffer is filling up. That means we can start charging items, by the way. So guess what's in my immediate future? I could literally make one of these right now. Because you can charge items for me, Energy Cube. Yes, you can. We're a little bit low on RF, because these each have a 500k storage, right? So it would use most of the RF I have buffered, but still, pretty soon. All right. Hey, I'm quite pleased with that setup. So now, how am I going to get you to behave a little bit better? So first off, iron acorns. Like, what can I do with you to make... So the melters can get me like a nugget per acorn, which is cool. The melter from nuclear craft can do the same. I don't really want to do that. Because, like, look how slow this is going to be. If I wanted 9 of these, how slow is this going to be to melt these dudes? Yeah, look how slow that is. That is pain. Like, if this was one of those things that, like, zip, right? Like coal did. Coal smelted very quickly in here. If that was the case, then sure, but it's not. So really, really slow. I do want to check out this packager though, and I want to see like what's up, right? So I need some light blue dye, which is easy enough, and I need a couple furnaces. I need a couple of you, and light blue dye should be comically easy to make. Is this just a block of lapis? Is that what it is? Yeah, and you do that, which makes molten lapis for some reason. Okay. Right, that and bone meal should get me my light blue dye. Cool. And then you're good to go. So how does packager work? A, do you need power? Because that would be annoying. Oh, you do, you stink. So you need power. Totally need power. Will you retain your charge? Doesn't look like it. Actually, what? Oh, right. You, sir, are doing a bad job of accepting power. Oh, there you go. You got energy now, don't you? Looks like he only tries to accept power when he has items in his inventory, and he doesn't retain his power on pickup. So that's good to know. Look at this hilariousness. Look how stupidly tall this cactus is. I love it. And it's breaking because once it grows, silly things make me chuckle. So can you pull from adjacent inventories? That's a question that I probably am gonna say is I doubt. I doubt very much. So you're always on, right? So that's not gonna work for me, right? But I do this, and that's cool, right? So what I'm thinking, so the problem is you have such a small internal buffer. So theoretically, I could package 3 types of materials at a time in a single packager, right? Because almost all the metals work the same way, right? They are copper, resin, so these two go together, right? So I could do copper, tin, and silver, for example, in the same packager. That's totally possible. Spitballing, obviously, right? But that seems reasonable. I think that's true. So that's what I'll probably wind up doing to get things going. And eventually maybe a dedicated packager per tree. But to get started, I think a dedicated packager per tree is a little bit wasteful. My concern then is power a little bit. And item transfer for that matter. And lots of other things. So does this barrels mod? So you've got an ore dictionary avoid overflow upgrade, which needs fancy item frames from Tinker's Construct. That's not so bad. Lots of obsidian, but that's about it to avoid overflow. Because I probably want to have all the wood and sticks go into a barrel, right? That can then be void overflowed, right? And we'll even throw up a little upgrade in there, right? 64x. So is that 64 times? Cool. It's pretty cheap. Is that like plus 64 stacks or times 64 stacks? I don't know. Sounds fun though, right? Might be able to figure that out pretty quickly. All it is wood, right? Yeah, it's plus. It's plus. So it's another stack, right? So for what we just did, got us another stack's worth of storage, right? So I'd probably want 2 of those. One for wood and sticks, because everything over here is making wood and sticks. I don't know that I have any use for the leaves. And I'm hoping what a lot of these, like, let's look at acorns. Let's do an F3 H for advanced tooltips and look at acorns, right? So 7782, 7784, 7788. So they're all different item IDs. So unfortunately, I can't do something simple. Yeah, each one is a different item ID. So I can't say like ignore metadata. If they were all the same item ID, which I didn't think they would all be, but I was hoping like there'd be like 2 or 3, right? We could do something like ignore metadata, but I don't think we can do that. So that's going to be tricky to do. All right, let me come up with a plan here, and we'll come right back because we definitely need to do something better over here than what we're doing, right? Right now we're a giant mess. That's what we are. And wow, you really don't have a lot of resin, do you? Holy cow, you're slow. I feel like the iron one is just so much slower than all the others, and maybe that's just my imagination. Or maybe it's just because we've been using so much iron, but it just feels slower. And again, I can plant more iron trees, right? But got to figure out what we're going to do next. So here's a question, actually. Actually, I have a really important question to ask. Before we come back in a minute, here's something I'd like to know. You ready? Everybody chill for a minute. Let's do this. I want to know if you'll automatically output to an item duct underneath you. So what I'm going to do is put this here, pick this dude up with this guy, because that's the proper tool. Not that it's important, right? But I'm going to do this, this, this without a servo. This is an important question, because if this works, this would be really cool, right? If you automatically input to the item duct and make your way into this chest, that would be really neat. That would be very, very cool if you worked. Please work. Please work. Because that would mean that I can set this all up on servos rather than chests, and we can have them all filter directly without having to set up servos underneath each one. Because servos would be expensive for me right now for every single resource tree, but if this works, we don't need servos. And that would be awesome. Please work. Please. It worked! Look, it worked! That's awesome. That is cool. That is what I wanted to see. I just want to make sure that you work really well. So you keep doing what you're doing for a minute and we'll come right back. Yes, literally all 4 of these resources just came through the pipe. That is perfect. That's 100% what I wanted to see. That makes me very excited because now we can totally do some cool automation with this, right? So I'm going to leave all you guys that are chests like that. But let's move this setup. Okay. And do this. Do we have a vacuum item duct? Yeah. We can turn you off for a minute, right? Vacuum item duct is what? Dense item duct and vacuum item duct. Silver nuggets. Do we have a silver ingot in here? I think we do, because we really haven't done much with silver, right? So let's do this. You ready? Let's make 3 vacuum item ducts, okay? We're going to need more item ducts, for sure. But we got a bunch of tin, right? So that shouldn't be a problem. Yes, we did. We're going to need more hardened glass. That shouldn't be a problem. Let me get... you, and let's get... I should have more lead hanging around. Yeah, I'm pretty excited because I think I just came up with a really cool way of doing something that would be awesome. And I think I'm right about this, and that would be super cool. We will need some filters, right, which shouldn't be too bad to make. And how many slots does the basic filter have? I forget. We'll figure that out in a minute. Can you please melt those 2? And you should be processing lead. You, I wish were a little bit faster, but that's okay. Do your thing. Do that. Okay. Yeah, you guys can tell I got excited just now, right? About how cool this is going to be. This is going to be cool. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you do that. Well, that doesn't take too long to cool. We'll get more of this. We'll get more of this for sure, right? But check this out. What we're going to set up is as follows. More item ducts. Boom. We're going to want... Can I move you? No, because of course I can't. Of course I can't. This mod exists, the one that lets you pick up chests, but it doesn't work on these things. I'm not a fan... Okay, so let's just get more barrels. What I'm going to do is just get 2 more barrels, or drums, or whatever you call these stinky things. Wooden crates. 1, 2. I don't like change. Okay, and you're going to be this, and this is what you guys are going to be, right? I'm going to move this setup. Okay, and I'm going to basically move these over to this corner because I need to tap into the power that's over here. Okay, for the packagers. Okay, so what we're going to have is ultimately I'm going to have you and you with wood and sticks. Now there's some kind of crate key which I assume locks these things, but I'm just going to leave them because I'm not that concerned. What we're going to do is have vacuum item ducts here and here, which means that you're going to do your best to do stuff. Okay, now check this out. I'm going to move all these things here in a minute. Okay. We're just going to start with the first set. So it's like 5 is basically what I had going on. 5 is roughly the across. Oh, and that reminds me I should have been using an axe, but it doesn't matter. So what do you have over here? Am I out of item ducts already? Wow, that was quick. Let's just get the first 5. Regular item ducts is what we want here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I did 5. Good job, me. So like boop, 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 right? And then I'm going to put a chest, just a regular old chest. Not a huge fan. Okay, for now, just a regular old chest right here. Okay, now check this out. Because we set these guys with vacuums in the back, right? I'm going to go with dirt, gravel, sand, clay, and then netherrack. All right, now because we set these guys in the back, what we should see happen is the leaves and the acorns and the resins should go into the chest, and all the wood and sticks should go into these things. Right? So like, let's watch the items flow through the pipes, because that's always a good time for me, right? I love that. I love that, right? So as you guys finish growing, which are all about done, right? Look, the wood is coming this way, and everything else is going that way. All right? So that's how we're going to filter stuff. Now, why did wood go in there? Why? Why would wood go in there? You're vacuumed. Maybe because it's this one. This one's wood might be going in there. Probably because it's like literally right next to it. So if we move this out 1, I'm going to go ahead and hope that the wood would not go this way. Right? Doot. We're going to need an extra item duct real quick. So when you're done, buddy... See, look. See that? Ain't that cool? Ain't that cool? Okay, so the next step will be to filter leaves of all kinds, right? Now, these leaves are Sky Orchard's leaves, right? So I'm going to go ahead and assume that these are not variations on a theme, right, in terms of items. So these are all different item IDs as well. And I can't filter on mod type, so I'm going to have to specifically have like a giant whitelist, right? for leaves. And probably saplings. Right, so saplings and leaves we'll probably want to avoid. And then acorns and resins will head for packagers. Does that sound cool? I think that's like a really good and super compact and cool way of doing this. Right? So how about we do this? We wrap up the episode here. We'll come back next time and get that set up. So that's way better in terms of storage of stuff because it's fully automating everything we need. All right, Darwell20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time and do this. All right, guys, take it easy.